All right, hello, everybody. Hey, yo.
Hey, that keyboard is fucking gross.
Mark, I don't know if I'm not sure if you know about the policy, right?
What?
Granted, I'm not
Don't let
telling
your
you guys to do anything about it. It'd just be great, you know? It'd just be
what?
nice
Because
about the
the
cursing.
policy here, the
Just
policy here is to make sure these keyboards don't look like you took them to the beach and buried them in a sandcastle.
oh god. All right. Well, that's a story. Alrighty, we'll get started. So, hey guys, how's it going? My name is Justin.
Fuck.
And you're watching and are listening to episode 444 of DangIT Prodcast. Triple fours. Welcome back, everybody.
Also, I completely forgot about the no cussing.
Well, we'll work it out somehow. So see, like, that's just a me thing, because honestly, if I had so much time in the world, then I would just review each and every podcast and just simply like censor it out, like to a point where like you wouldn't even know unless you got the context of it. But I got no patience for that, so usually I just export them these days to from Twitch to YouTube, and that's been working out pretty great. Yeah, so aside from that, we'll talk about that like in our meeting or something like that. But about the keyboard, so Mark, in just like a good number of minutes ago, just posted like a little quick clip of XQC and his keyboard situation.
Oh, gross.
Listen, I don't think my keyboard's ever looked like that, but it's definitely shown like parts where it's never been touched before, covered in dust, and I get that.
Like, don't get me wrong, I've seen a dusty keyboard,
Mm-hmm.
but that almost looked like cobwebs on his keyboard.
I don't know. I saw a lot of like white hash marks, and I was like, do you just scratch your keyboard a lot?
Did you just like claw your entire keyboard?
Is he like, was he like an old like keyboard warrior? Was that what's going on?
Bro, it looked like he just took like one of those chalkboard erasers and just rubbed it on his keyboard.
Well, I mean, it could be worse. Like, unless you see some like weird like coloration there, that isn't just like over time type of stuff. Then that would actually be concern.
Also,
I'm also trying to do a thing over here.
I'm on the YouTube homepage right now, and
What's going
I see
on?
a video 6 days ago from Rivals of Eighth or Rivals 2. Is that a thing?
Yeah, Rivals 2 is a thing.
What? Since when?
For a little bit.
Has it been long enough that it would make sense that even that I haven't heard of it yet? Like, is it like?
I think that's a case by case. I think that's a case by case.
Because I need to know when this was announced.
You know what? I think their announcement would have to be like in the form of like some kind of trailer. So if we can seek out that trailer and that like YouTube post date, then
I just saw the Crag reveal trailer. I was like, Crag, he was one of the ones I used the most in Rivals.
Yeah. Well, I heard about it last year, I think. Like middle of last year.
I was playing it last year. What the fuck?
Well,
Damn it, I did it again, and shit!
I think you're doing that on purpose.
No, actually, that time was actually, those both were slip-ups. I was like, gee willikers.
Gee willikers. Well, I guess it sometimes slips a little bit easier for others than other people, you know? But that's okay. We'll figure it out.
That helped, I swear, like a sailor.
I mean, like, when you talk to a lot of folks, communicate them, like, online, then I think that just is prone to happen for sure.
That, and I think it's hard not to swear these days. It's just become such a part of
That's true.
language.
Yeah, we can talk about that, yeah. Or acknowledge that for sure.
It's like, because I've tried doing that before. I've tried cleaning up my language before years ago. Yeah, that didn't work out.
Oh, real quick thing. Mark, you sound different.
Yeah,
sound profile is different.
Yeah, using the headset mic that my wife got me for my birthday. It was very sweet of her.
Nice. What kind of headset is that?
HyperX.
Oh, yeah, their headset mics are pretty good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I got this one for like, I think she got it for like $50 to $80.
Ooh, all right, that's not bad. The technology is like starting to get there.
Yeah, to where it's like it'll be even cheap stuff would be pretty good.
Yeah, for sure. And of course, like there's some like workarounds, but just like one that just kind of works as a single unit is great. But it's interesting though because your sound profile is like a little bit different. I have to actually like adjust like audio levels here and there. Usually like the audio like that's all like put into the computer is like put at like a halfway point. But that works to your detriment with that headset, so I actually like bump everything back up. Because it's just us two talking, it's totally fine. It'll be interesting though when I include Phil into the mix. Let me
So
see.
they've just gone, agreed, but they've just gone full 3D with Rivals 2. I am seeing.
Yeah, that's actually really shocking. But I think that's a really cool thing that they're deciding to do. It kind of gives like Rivals of Aether, like the first one, a lot of charm to it, and just kind of holds it instead of. But obviously, like it's going to be like the next step to it. But as far as like kind of keeping an art style to it, like it'll hold up.
Rivals of Aether also had an incredible modding community.
Oh really?
Oh yeah, dude, the mods for Rivals of Aether on Steam, it's so good.
Oh, let me see. Oh my god. So I guess like around yeah, April of 2022 is when they like announced that they were like working on working on like a sequel to it. That's pretty dope.
Dungeons of Aether, what is this?
Dungeons of Aether? Oh, now you got me really curious.
What happened?
What's going on?
What happened? What happened?
Let's see.
Delve into the dungeons.
Oh wow, they have creatures of
Aether.
Aether.
Turn-based dungeon crawler. I beg your pardon.
Oh, interesting. Oh, I didn't know about this. Oh, I guess it's a new thing. Well, according to their website, that one, the dungeon crawler, is going to be available like next month, the end of next month.
February 28th.
That is new.
I still.
What about Creatures of Aether? It's like it's a mobile game.
Creatures that made Aether, the Aetherverse.
Creatures of Aether. Oh, it's available right now on Steam. All right. I see you.
Yeah, I was like, oh, are these new characters that are going to be in 2? No, this is for an entirely different game. Huh?
Well, that's still very much so appreciated that they decided to like branch out there. And they're working on Rivals of Aether 2. Nice. I played a little bit of like Rivals of Aether 1. Obviously, I now have like the physical of it, but I was playing it at Phil's place.
It's really good.
Like, yeah, it's actually really good.
It's
like
probably one of the best Smash-like games ever.
I think so too. I think it also like varies itself so that like I think Smash Brothers follows like its own trope, and then like Rivals Aether kind of branches off just very slightly as far as like the character usage. But I really like that.
Yeah, the character models look really good. Like Zetterburn looks fantastic. So does Craig. So does Raster. So does the what's that frog's name? What was his name again? Rano. Yeah, he looks cool. Yeah, the mod community on Smite has so many things. Not Smite, but on this Rivals of Aether, it's got so much.
That's really good. So I got my things to talk about, but Mark, if I didn't ask, how are you doing this past week?
I'm alive.
I'm feeling that too.
Yeah, it's mainly just because dealing with my condition and shit, just getting a lot of headaches.
Oh, okay. I've been I've just been working so much so that it's like really got in the way of doing a lot of like creative stuff. So it's like all right. I just had like even before then I had issues like doing things like on the weekend, because weekends are just like, oh, these are chill days, but that gets in the way of like, you know, doing other stuff that I want to do for like the other channels. So I was like, all right, let's try to figure this out. So that was kind of what I've been doing today. So I got a whole schedule set up for me. Well, maybe not like a really whole schedule, but later after our podcast, I'm going to be opening up another like Elite Trainer like box with my cousin. So that's gonna be really exciting.
How many of these do you have?
Don't ask. So
I'm asking.
I decline to answer. No, I got another Elite Trainer box. What happened was that I did a pre-order because everywhere else is like sold out online. And I was like, well, I'll just go ahead and pre-order it and not even think about it. I'm just gonna go and like try to pick up stuff for like Silver Tempest and whatnot, like at my local GameStop. I go in there, I walk in, they had those like Elite Trainer boxes for Crown Zenith on their shelf, and I was like, all right.
You were like, well,
and you know, I was gonna cancel my order, and then like my cousin suggested, like, why don't we open one together? I was like, that's actually a pretty dope idea. All right, I'll hold off.
Right.
So that's what we're gonna be doing. And then I gotta find out like a good workout routine for today. I can just kind of like slip into. Otherwise, I just won't. It's pretty tough when you have all these other things that don't relate to exercising as something you want to do. But I'm working on it. I'm working on it. But outside of that, I did finish Trails in the Sky as of Wednesday. That's the first one. So that's my first like Trails game, just period, done. So I'm very happy about that. I have a couple of thoughts about Trails in the Sky now that I finished it. I think that for like one of the first like games that I know of localized here, translations, dialogue, characters are great. The combat is kind of like, it feels weird in the beginning, but it starts to like meld together like when you get more access to skills and you kind of understand things a little bit more, and you have more party members. That's also one of the downsides though, is that it's not consistent in like your party members. You'll always have like Estelle and Josh for the most part. Well, I said always, but there's like the one occasion where you'll be like separated. But it'll always be like you two, and then like a couple other folks jump in. Sometimes it's a party of 3, sometimes like rarely it's a party of 4. And then like for a good majority, like until the final like area, you're kind of like stuck like shifting like numbers. So that was my only like gripe about it, but I think they'll be more consistent in like second chapter, third chapter. But I'll do that later when I jump into the next game. I'm currently going through a Fire Emblem Engage, and I don't have a strong impressions so far because I've just started. Presentation does way better than Three Houses, that's for sure. But I'm curious just to see more about it. Yeah, early stuff on that. I can tell you guys, for those who didn't tune in for me unboxing the Divine Edition, that's super cool. It had like the poster, it had both like the game box and like the steelbook. Did I talk about the art book? Well, if I didn't, there's that. I think that's pretty much it. Oh no, they had the poster and everything. Some art cards for the emblems in the game, so it's pretty much just all the other Fire Emblem characters in like their most up-to-date like artwork from like their respective games. So I think that's a really nice touch. They just don't have those tarot cards that you get from GameStop if you pre-order, I guess, the standard edition. So I was like, I should have asked about that today. Nah, it's fine. Yeah, like it's something that like it's small in hand and you could like pass it along. Phil actually had one. It wasn't open or anything, but I just saw the size of it. I was like, oh, that's actually pretty cool.
Yeah, I've got some Halo Reach cards from their collectible edition.
Ah, that's cool. But yeah, that's pretty much just games I'm currently kind of like cycling through. There's also Pokemon Scarlet and Violet having their Greninja event going on. So for those of you who don't know, 7 stars are kind of like uncommon events that have been going on. After that, you have to like beat the game. You also have to like do all the re-challenge gyms, and then you have to do a couple of like raids for 5, and then like I think 1 6-star, and you're good. Then you'll have access to 7 stars. Well, as I said earlier, Greninja is the latest one out of 3, which was Charizard, Cinderace prior, and Greninja's the latest one. If you raise a Slowbro for that Cinderace, you should be okay. That's all I can really say for now, but I'll be doing a lot of tests for that. Right now...
Clodsire could also be a good option.
I'm sorry?
Wouldn't Clodsire also be a good option?
I believe so, yes. I gotta try that one out. we just need to know like how well can like Clodsire like tank an ice beam. But otherwise, he's well. Actually, to be fair, like upon further like investigation, that Greninja isn't like fully spec'd out in special attack. It's like a sassy nature, so it speeds down. Its special defense is up. So defense is untouched, special attack is untouched. So all it has is max IVs on those ones, but no like investment, no like there's no nature like benefit to them, unless like you're trying to hit special attack. To which you can still win, a la Slowbro. But yeah, no, that's pretty much all we have for Greninja. It happens like this weekend, I think the week after next weekend as well. And I'm pretty sure they're gonna follow that same pattern, so they're gonna keep releasing what might be just starter Pokemon as like these 7-star raid battles until Pokemon Bank, or was it Pokemon Bank? No, it's Pokemon Home. Until Pokemon Home is like readily available for transfers. And then we'll see.
I remember those days.
Yeah, it's just with each passing game, it's just, you know, it's about when do we get the transfer. when can we add them to our team, our whole catalog, our whole library. But yeah, okay, I think that's everything like on my end as far as the games I'm kind of rotating. I just had to put a highlight on Pokemon since that's the lifeblood on TikTok for me right now. So, which has been going pretty well. I wish I posted a little bit more, but as I said earlier, this past week it's been kind of difficult to do creative stuff, even with the shorts. Although I really like doing those. I was doing the podcast shorts from last time. I picked up like a couple of good ones for sure. Since we talked about the anime fighting games, I thought that was a really like legit thing to talk about and bring up and make into a short. But I'm still in the middle of editing the last couple ones before I like have them all prepped to be uploaded later on YouTube. But yeah, even then, it still takes a little bit of time to edit them. So yeah, I wasn't able to do a lot for TikTok, respectively. So I'm gonna be working on that. So that's all the personal stuff on my end. Now we can talk about some things that have been happening this past week currently. I want to kind of get this one out of the way on PlayStation side. For Spoken. It's been getting like last time I saw like when they were dropping reviews, it was kind of like mixed like reviews, but it was starting to lean towards like the negative side. I think a lot of people well, a lot of vocal people have been talking about like how, I guess for lack of better words, cringe the voice acting and line delivery can be here and there. But there's a bunch of other stuff like I guess worth noting for like a Square Enix game, especially when you see like lip syncing and just like facial gestures. Like I feel like your main character like is the one where that people share a lot, the one where she says like I move things with my freaking mind. It just looks like her mouth is just gaping open a lot of the time. It could just be that occasion, but people are just pointing that out a lot. As far as I've seen in combat, like it always looks like very flashy. It looks super cool. It's what we got into like the game in the first place, but I'm not hearing a lot of positive things outside of that, so I think that's just worth investigating if you're at all curious. There's also a demo too, so definitely check that out if you have the chance to. And I will also like make a shout out to PlayStation's approach to a new Elite type controller. They call it the DualSense Edge.
I saw that. I was like, when the fuck did this become a thing?
They announced it like in one of their last PlayStation like directs. So it was just something that they've been working on for a little bit since like probably for a while, but I think they announced it kind of like last year, and they just came out like yesterday. But right now, the only way you can really get them is by going through their direct website to order them, and then retails will happen like next month. But I mean, if you're curious, you're just gonna have to fork over $200, which is like, oh, that kind of hurts a little bit.
$2.
Yeah, so I mean, I think that'd be cool for me to make into a video. Otherwise, I can't really justify that purchase.
I mean, you could.
Yeah, I could, but it's like, well, I think the last game I'd ever really want to use that for would probably be a little bit of like, God of War, but I kind of finished that.
You're saying you gotta play the shit out of that game already?
I did. Well, I think I played it just as much as any standard person would, as far as like playing it, but not necessarily completing it. I definitely had my fill of enjoyment with that one. It's still phenomenal.
Did you go back to that completionist run?
I think I would. I would if there was nothing else that I had to like pay attention to as far as other games to like finish. But yeah, I think one of the greatest things about like these pro/elite controllers is really the idea of keeping your right thumb on that stick at all times while you're interacting with the world, especially like in combat or any type of action sequence. It's just a really nice touch, and I really started to embrace that when I was playing Doom. Naturally would have to be Doom. Man, dude, I remember, I'm so happy that I had like an Elite like Series 2 controller when I was playing through Doom Eternal. That last mission was like, it wasn't like hard, it was just like tedious. Literally, you were moving, and you were just not stopping. You were picking up things, occasionally like pressing like face buttons here and there, but otherwise like it's really just your right thumb on stick and then like the trigger. Dude, I was running laps in the final like area. But yeah, no, that definitely helped out a lot. So I'm glad that PlayStation's doing it on their side. It helps a lot of people who are just like kind of maining the PlayStation at this time. I can kind of see that being a great thing for just any type of first person shooters. But it can also just be like a nice ease of access where it's like if you want to just play the game like with one hand, then you just assign the back like pedals to be anything you want. That could just be like very mundane, almost AFK. Like, yeah, that's all there was like as far as PlayStation I wanted to bring up. The last thing I got is actually from Xbox's side, because they did have their whole developer direct. That was,
they put out a hit game.
They were talking about a bunch of updates to their like existing titles and franchises, and then Tango had a game already ready, and they shadow dropped it like right there
in collaboration with Bethesda,
which is sick. Okay, so the game in question is Hi-Fi Rush.
So good.
It's like a rhythm action game, and it's got like a stellar like presentation. I love the art style for it, but that's why I see on the surface there's a lot more actually, like when you look underneath it.
I've been playing it. It's such a good game.
I really want to kind of get my hands on it, but you know, a little busy right now, but whenever time permits. It's on Game Pass, so that's the craziest thing about it. Is that like it just day one, if you already have the subscription, you could just play it. It's also just cheap. It's also just how much is it? Like I think it's like $40.
Like 30, 40.
Yeah, something like that. It's wild. It's almost for free.
It's on Game Pass for free.
Yeah, it's also Game Pass for free, especially for new subscribers, but otherwise it all goes to the same place. But that, like, I saw more and more about like the gameplay and the story as it goes on. It's a little bit more like more compelling than I thought it would ever be. I thought it was going to be like a pretty simple approach as far as like the story, but there's a little bit more to it, especially with the characters involved. It won't just be like these one-shot characters that will just like show in and be like an archetype and they'll have nothing else to add into the story. There's actually a little bit of complexity there. So I'm liking it for that, and also just like the soundtrack all mixed in, and also the fact that like it is a rhythm game as well. So that's super cool. Honestly, like I've been seeing a lot of like praise for it like on social media. I think someone said it best on Twitter, where it's like the game shadow dropping gave it the opportunity for people to kind of have like a natural like input to it instead of just kind of joining on, I guess, for lack of a better word, like a hate band.
They really did pull a Nintendo, and you can download it and play it right after this.
It'll be available later today. Like, whoa!
It's available right now.
Yeah, that was crazy. But I see that. I've been seeing people like notice like, oh, here's a like a nice little funny trope here. Like, oh, this is an homage to this. People just really like digging the dialogue in that one, the character dynamics. I'm also digging that too. But yeah, yeah, I definitely gotta try that one. It's definitely got my interest, like this the same way that like Vampire Survivors got my attention as far as like someone playing it. And it's like it's starting to look like really cool to me to watch it, and then seeing more and more of it gets you more curious about it, and it's like the level of detail people are able to point out of it. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, no, all right. I guess that's the same way with me and like Fire Emblem Engage, because admittedly, I saw it, I was like, oh, that's super cool. They're going forward with this. What the hell is happening to that person's hair? And then, you know, just like, all right, yeah, I'll just keep an eye out for this one, and then
keep my eye on it.
Yeah, keep my eye on it, and then you know, it's the same like effect where people are posting like clips here and there about like their favorite like unit. Like I think this Fire Emblem, for example, like does great with like dialogue and voice acting, because everyone's a lot more expressive and a little bit more open. What I've noticed is that like all these people like in your army are just a bunch of weirdos and you're the normal one. But I think for them to be as quirky as they are and just straight up weird, I think it helps just like make them stand out as like a character in an army.
So you say you're the normal one, or is it just that you're the least odd out of all of them, even despite being a bit odd?
No, actually, no. They're straight up, they're straight up weird sometimes. One of your stewards that looks after you is like I don't know what's going on with her. Like both, like she's one of the twins, and she specifically is like fawning over you a lot, but not in like a like in a very shy way, but like fangirly way. And then the guy's kind of the same, although I think he's a little bit more reserved. But later on, you're just gonna see more and more characters that just have something to them. One of them I should probably keep a lookout for is Yunaka. She's like this red-haired like thief who has like probably a dark story behind her. But I think it's one of those cases where like she's just trying to be like as bubbly and open as possible just to make up for it. And I think one of her like lines is just like, yeah, I have a killer's eyes. And you're like, what was that? Killer eyes. I have killer eyes. They see very well. It's like, oh we got a serial killer with us. And we're not just talking about like a unit that just kills because it's like for conflict. It's like, no, we got this one's a little different. And then I think like the prince in this one, that the Dimitri looking one, he's a very weird fascination with muscles. I think it's because he wants to be like that. I think there's like something more to his character that makes him like that, but his conversations are kind of interesting. Like if you're somewhere near well built, he wants to take interest in you, and you're like, oh, please, your highness.
Your highness.
Ooh, that was a slight tangent, but going back to Hi-Fi Rush, yeah. Honestly, yeah, I'd recommend it. Like if you have Xbox or PC, that's totally worth it, and it's cheap enough these days to buy, even if you don't have Game Pass. Honestly, I would just take advantage of Game Pass if you're new to it at this point. Like, it's too good. I did see something about like Xbox having like some not so great like sale like numbers, just as far as like hardware and like I guess sometimes software, because Game Pass is just way too good.
Yeah, and you can just buy it on so many different things.
Yeah, which I think
they're making up their money.
I think so. So I mean, it looks bad like on paper, but as far as like the revenue that they are accruing, I think they're fine. They're fine. I think they're fine.
They're probably doing better than ever.
Although, like, it kind of sucks though because like, you know, well, actually, you know, if it offsets it, I guess it's fine. But I do remember that there was something about them not being able to get a lot of money back from like every single time they get a sale on like controllers. Like it costs them more to make controllers than it is to actually get from like sales from those. And I think it really is just due to the fact that like you have all other options, whether it be PC or like the vast use of other USB like third parties that you could use otherwise.
True.
And also just remote play too. So there's that too. But I'd say it's good for them. I think it'd be really cool to see like them like do some like cool hardware thing. I'm not sure what that would be. I mean, they pretty much touched up on the whole headphone line stuff. You have like a budget friendly one, and they have an also like very expensive headphone series too. So they got that covered. And of course, they've already like led things with the Elite series too. So there's the Pro stuff there. I guess if anything, they don't really launch any like variation Xbox controllers anymore. At least for now. For now. But I don't know. I think with Hi-Fi Rush being like a really big hit and a very big success for like Tango and just Bethesda Xbox at large, I think this might be something to just kind of keep an eye out for. Because if we just get like something like that to show up, but for another like party under Xbox, I think that'd be really cool to see. Yeah, that's so far what we got for Xbox's side of things. I think for just games at large, I think for this week, unless you had something else, Mark. Otherwise, I guess we could talk about some like manga and anime.
I mean, for games,
Video juegos.
can't really think of anything at the moment.
That's
for
fine.
games, but when it comes to that, there is the the awards for
oh yeah, the anime awards
Crunchyroll that's
from
happening.
Crunchyroll.
Many people are not happy.
I'm sorry, what was that last bit you were saying? A lot of people were not happy.
Many people are not happy.
Really? What's going on?
It's mainly because they left out a fuck ton of shows.
Oh, you see,
including some of the most popular, topping the chart shows that there were. And they're like, why aren't they here?
Oh, well, I'm not sure. Like, well, Game Awards versus like the Crunchyroll Awards. I'm not sure if it's still the same type of thing where like it's official like group who are actually like curating these lists and will go off of that, but they're also like considering votes as well. Is that how it's going, or do we not know?
Crunchyroll uses a combination of votes from the people and their selected judges, and the criteria for their judges, how they judge who exactly is an expert, I have no idea.
Yeah, and I guess we should also say like experts, like with like just like quote unquote.
The only person on that judging board that I would give credit to is Shibuya Kaho, because she is such a big person in the anime community. She is Japanese herself, and she's constantly in that space, so I would give her a lot of credit.
Okay. Now see, I'm gonna try to oh, I actually see the listings of people doing it too.
Yeah, because take this for example. What's been one of the most popular, highly rated animes of the entire season? Or the entire year, just from this season that made it this year, Bocchi the Rock.
Okay.
It is nowhere to be seen on the list.
Do you think it may have just like missed the cutoff point, or?
No.
Hmm.
Because other shows from this season or from that part of the year are on the list.
Hmm. All right, I'm gonna have to like take a look at the listing again.
And it would appear that Demon Slayer the Entertainment District art is there still. I was like, wait, We're counting that? Really?
I guess so. I mean, like it did like, well, the anime adaptation did come out this past like year, so
Yeah, but I was like, I could have swore that it was in the last awards. I could be wrong, but I could have swore that they were in the last awards.
you might you might be considering just Mugen Train, if not just like Demon Slayer, like as it was going like that past year as well.
Let me Google.
Yeah, because what's interesting about the anime awards in this one is that there are a couple like follow-ups to like the existing shows, you know, like Attack on Titan, like final season is one of them, where it's like, you know, Attack on Titan happened in like 2012, but you know, they're counting the final season part 2 in this case. It's kind of weird.
Let's see here.
Otherwise, yeah, I would put Bocchi the Rock somewhere.
No, like that also they also didn't include Bleach, which was topping the charts.
Oh my god, you're right. Holy. Wait, you might be onto something. Let him cook.
But I'm just saying it's because you would think what's topping the charts would be there for the hard work that they did.
Yeah, like I guess if anything, like we're like they do have like a whole listing of like categories, so it's just about like where everything would like line up.
And I know it's not just like, oh, it's just because they're not Crunchyroll titles that they're not on here. I was like, well, that's not true because guess what else is on here? Part 6 of JoJo and Cyberpunk Edge Runners, which
This is
are both
true.
Netflix
Both
series.
Netflix. Actually, you know what? And you know, yeah, I guess this is kind of fair. I don't see that one show, Summertime Rendering, anywhere.
Oh yeah, and look, Made in Abyss, the Golden City of the Scorching Sun, that just came out last season.
Hmm.
So that's why I'm saying I do not think it's a recency thing because if that's the case, it wouldn't be there.
Oh man, this is, yeah. Like, wait a minute. Like, what happened? Like, either they really ran out of like slots here and there, or maybe these other shows are like that good. Like,
Yeah, like it's also that I'm wondering just how much the judges like vote holds.
oh yeah.
'Cause it's like because one of my friends did a good comparison. He said, "Let's be real. This is just the Oscars. This is just the Oscars for anime. It's not like the people are actually deciding.
Yeah.
Whereas I guess people are giving Annie Trends their awards more credit.
Hmm. I don't know. Question: did you want to kind of go over like all of them, or did you want to just kind of highlight certain ones that may or may not have made it?
I mean, hold on. Let me just pull. Okay, I pull up. Let me
Okay, I
just.
pull
Let me just.
Capybara the anime. Legit, if you just drop that, ooh,
Absolutely. And
there's gotta be some kind of work for like a Capybara like franchise series somewhere out there.
there's been capybara in anime before.
For sure, but like what if they're just the leading role? Like all of them. I would I would love that.
But yeah, like I'm just thinking because like I'm on Annie Trends right now,
Oh, okay.
and like so let's say like for I'm looking at their nominees, and they have a lot. Like take for example, Anime of the Year. It could be Akebi's Sailor Uniform. It could be Licorice Recoil, Mob 3,
Yeah,
Mobile
Mob
Suit
3 didn't
Gundam,
show up here.
Witch from Mercury, My Dress Up Darling,
Mm-hmm.
Ranking of Kings, Shadows House Season 2, Spy Family, Summertime Rendering,
Mm.
Tamagotchi Game. Yeah,
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, Tomodachi Game, my bad. Final Season Part 2 for Attack on Titan, Bocchi the Rock, Call of the Night, Chainsaw Man, Classroom of the Elite 2, Edge Runners, then there's Demon Slayer, then there's Kaguya. I was like, so they included like some of the biggest shows of the season of the entire year for their Anime of the Year, which I feel is what you should do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, like for example, like we see anime of the year like on from Crunchyroll side, They got Attack on Titan final season. They got Cyberpunk. They got the Demon Slayer, Entertainment District Dark. Got Licorice Recoil, Ranking of Kings, Second Cur, and then Spy Family. And I would say like that's I would say that's kind of solid. Mainly because
it's a little small, but
it's small.
Solid.
Yeah, but it's like I could see what you mean. Like there's some other shows that we've seen in the past that could just really just like be replaced here and there with this listing. I don't know, it's tough.
I just wish they would allow more of the nominating to the people as well.
Yeah. Like more like voters' choice here and there.
Yeah, like if you want to give the judges, like give the judges vote like at least a small percentage of power. Don't give it like more than like 20%, I would say.
Yeah, alright.
Because I feel like if you give it more than 20%, you're just adding to the odds that the judge's opinion is going to be more in favor than anything else. And like, yes, the judge should have a bit more say, but not so much that it's like a drastic overhaul of everyone else's opinion.
I agree with that. It's interesting. It's an interesting balance of like knowing that these award shows are mainly for the folks who have like developed like these shows or video games, and it's definitely just a nod to them. But also when you consider like voting to be like added to it, then you also think that like the people would also say stuff here and there. But I don't know. It's a weird juggle of how to do things.
In action, on here, action or adventure anime of the year. They have animes of the year for different subjects on the AniTrends Awards.
Oh,
we got Aoashi, which is the soccer anime. Then we have Final Season Part 2 of Attack on Titan, Bleach, 1000 Year Blood War, Chainsaw Man, Demon Slayer, Licorice Recoil, Made in Abyss, Mob 3, Witch from Mercury, Wrecking of Kings, and Rising of the Shield Hero Season 2. Because I was like, oh yeah, that is right. Rising of the Shield Hero Season 2 was in 2022.
Also, I guess yeah. Like, hold on, I'm now on AniTrends as well, and I just noticed Chainsaw Man. Like, wait a minute, it's like everyone stop, everybody stop what you're doing. Why isn't Chainsaw Man anywhere?
I do like how that in romance on both sites or for both awards. I do love that.
Is it accurate?
Love After World Domination got into both.
Hell yeah, dude. I'm gonna be real honest. Like I love myself like another romance anime here and there. So seeing a lot of them show up that I've seen like this past like season, it's really good. I think, well, except for Call of the Night, I forget why I don't have it. I think it's because it's Funimation only at the time. I probably didn't watch it, but
they're merged now.
I can't.
I'm expecting Edge Runners to sweep some awards, honestly, because I feel like the popularity is going to give it a big hand.
Yeah, and I also think it's just generally good too. I think you can say that critically as well.
A friend of mine who watched it, she was constantly told she's going to cry, so she just expected everyone to die, so she didn't get attached to the characters, so she didn't enjoy it as much. I was like, you screwed yourself.
But it's like she got a point though. Like a lot of people went.
True, but I mean, like I was like, that's the problem. That's why you didn't enjoy it as much, is because I guess you could say other people might have done that to her. But it could also be like, I mean, still, it's like she said she only liked like 2 characters.
Ah, I see. See, I like there was a lot of characters I did like, and it's just really unfortunate. But I can't blame her too, because you don't want to set yourself to be hurt. No one wants to. So it's real tough. Actually, you know what? I'm looking back at best like romance. I can't say anything about Call of the Night, but I can't say something about Komi Can't Communicate.
It's cute.
It's cute, but it's not. I don't think it's as strong as the other contenders. Kaguya-sama, Love After World Domination, Shigemori's not a cutie. Just So Darling's probably even stronger than that.
I would say if I was to give it to like who I think could actually win Best Romance of the Year on AniTrends, it would be between Kaguya, Dress Up Darling, Love After World Domination, and Urase Yatsura.
Oh, what's that one?
Urase Yasura is a remake of a very classic romance that actually probably introduced the first tsundere.
Oh, that old one. Okay, I did see that. I see make his rounds.
My friends were watching it, and I watched a little bit of it with them. I was like, "This is pretty good. I might have to start. Might have to start it from the beginning and watch it a little bit."
Yeah, that's the one with the girl with like kind of like, what color hair is that? It's kind of bluish
Purplish kind of hair.
Bluish purple. Yeah, horns.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Like the leopard cheetah-ish print.
Yeah. I remember seeing her like way back as far as as far as references here and there, but to see her like get remade, I was like, well, that's crazy.
And they also have on these awards, which I didn't see on Crunchyroll, a certain series that I was like, this is very unique in terms of you're not gonna see, you don't see a ton like this, which, or at least in terms of like what the fuck is happening, which is Sabekui Bisco. You can find that in best in sceneries and visuals. Sabekui Bisco.
I'm trying to find it. It's actually Are you talking about Anti-Trends actually?
Yeah, Anti-Trends.
Oh, okay, that's why.
You're like,
where is this on Crunchyroll? That's a huge mouthful of like a category.
Best in sceneries and visuals. At least they're giving you like, hey, like these are the best in like they're giving I do like that about Anti-Trends, that they're giving it all kinds of different stuff.
Yeah.
The only thing that I'm a little salty about with Anti-Trends is that in best anime movies they didn't include superhero. I was like, all right.
Yeah. It got personal.
I was like, all right, Crunchyroll, you get some credit there. At least you put that in.
Let's see. I will give shout outs to 86. Getting like a placement somewhere. I see it in best drama. And I think that's rightfully so because it does end up becoming the drama.
I have a friend who's an 86 stan, so he was really mad that it wasn't in the Crunchyroll awards.
I feel it because I feel like they really dive into the characters. Me personally, I think they ended up talking a lot in the second season. That's what it comes down to with some of these shows. It gets so good with the action and stuff like that, and then becomes politics.
Well, I mean, it's just in those kinds of worlds. That's
just how it has to be, especially when you're talking about like division and people, just based on like where they're military. From. Yeah, also military. There's also
politics and military. That's what's gonna happen. It's like it's like, yes, the army or military, they hate it when politics gets in the way of their jobs. But I feel like they also know that it's kind of just like it's like a workplace like thing you can't avoid. Because with the military, there always comes politics.
I think also this is kind of a side tangent, but it does remind me of Man of Steel, like, or just Superman in general, right?
I was gonna say the Superman movie.
Yeah, the Superman movie where it's like he's just trying to discover his powers, and it's super cool, and then he fights some bad dudes, and then immediately government gets involved because they're obviously aware of the big threat, and now they recognize Superman, and they're just trying to like make things just make sense. And then obviously my favorite bit about the movie was when like he literally sits up and then like he looks directly at the glass window and breaks his handcuffs immediately.
It wasn't hard. It was not at all hard.
Yeah. He really was just saying like, I've been playing along for a little bit too long, but now I gotta like offer up what I got.
86, it won a couple like last year, I think, in Anti-Trends. I don't think it's in the 2023 awards for Anti-Trends this year.
Gotcha. I will say, yeah, I do like as far as like some original stuff, I think Licorice Recoil for like just like that short that they had, I think was really good as far.
It got a lot of praise.
Yeah, I like the story that they were trying to tell. I liked all the things that they were trying to keep hidden until the very latter parts of like the end of the show, and it sets us up so there could be more to it, but they could also just end it right there. And of course, I'm going to just say like right now, like my favorite like consistent like would probably have to be Spy Family.
My Family was just really good.
Yeah, it was just like I think like the second part was kind of like nice and relaxed, mainly because you already established some of the characters here and there, and it's just about like them trying to keep like the overall plot itself going, but also be like natural. But otherwise, it's one of those where it's like each episode just hit off. It was great.
I'm just looking at Anime Movie of the Year.
Yeah.
On and I'm just like, okay, Jujutsu Kaisen 0, I get it.
Yeah, I see that. Yeah, I see that.
Sword Art Online Progressive, I get it.
You know, I never got to watch that one, but okay.
I mean, Progressive is literally just.
It's just the light novels like adapted, right?
It's like the original, like, you know, actually going through the tower and not skipping it like the original animated.
Yeah, you know, I would probably like it more for that, so I should probably check it out.
That's what a lot of people wanted.
Yeah, that's what I wanted too.
Because they're like, oh my gosh, we're actually going to see the rest of it.
Mm. Yeah. Sorry, when we think about Dragon Ball Superhero, which is going to be the next anime movie I was going to think about, I thought about that, like that one song that keeps playing on all these TikToks. That is some superhero. I was like, oh my god, I can't get this out of my head.
I just feel like the movie deserves recognition, especially for the animation style.
Man, dude, I don't know. For me personally, like 3D is totally fine. I just love that like Broly animation. It was so good.
No, don't get me wrong. Listen to me what I'm saying. I'm saying, don't get me wrong. I think which was better animated. Obviously, Broly. There's no question. It's obviously Broly.
Broly, look!
Broly, look! Your father! He's hit by a stray energy blast! It was like, and everyone in the theater is like, Frieza, you fucking dick.
Oh, that's such a great movie. But yeah, Superhero's good too.
But with Superhero, I think it deserves credit for its animation style because it's some of the best CG I've ever seen in anime.
Mm.
Like, it was incredible. It had a couple rough shots, obviously, but overall, it was some of the smoothest I've ever seen of CG use in anime.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they're really getting it down, and I think that's a good sign for the future of CG and the rest of anime. If you want a horrible example, you can look at many isekai's uses of a 3D dragon, or you can look at.
Oh man, don't get me started. There's I can give you two because I watched them recently. One was Black Summoner. They utilized quite a bit of 3D there. One that doesn't use it a lot, but just used it in the recent episode was I don't want to get hurt, so I maxed out my defense. It's Bo Fury. Man, dude, that was rough. Ooh.
Yeah. And don't forget one of the most painful that no one likes to hear, which is 2016 Berserk.
No, I get that. I get that. That's rough.
That's rough, buddy.
That's rough, buddy. Let's see. I'm kind of like jumping like all over the place as far as like the anime awards, but I think that Ranking Kings definitely deserves spots in recognition. It was kind of weird. I couldn't rank it as like, or I couldn't personally give it like the best anime of the year, mainly because there was some weird stuff like in between like the final parts of like Second Cur, where it was
I didn't watch it, but my friends, one of my closest friends did. He said it was so good.
I think when you really get like that's one where you get attached to the characters. That's when you really get attached to the characters. But like some of the story beats here and there doesn't quite line up like near the end, but it ultimately like ties it up in a nice little bow. So there's that. I want to like kind of
incredibly dark.
I want to like highlight yeah, it does get pretty dark. I wanted to like highlight Cyberpunk actually, Edge Runners. It's interesting with that one because like Studio Trigger has like their specific style of like animation, and I think it's a lot of fun. But it could be like fun to a point where like I don't really take it too seriously here and there. But then of course like it's Edge Runners, and then the song plays, and you're in shambles.
When the song plays.
I don't know. They somehow like make that like juggle work. Maybe not as effectively for me, but as far as the animation, like they have their own style. It's not my favorite, but it's also like I definitely acknowledge that it's really good in its own way. And then of course, like we have Ufotable doing Demon Slayers. That's absolutely crazy. And also Map is absolutely nuts. Like, what are they doing?
I had to get my dog charging through my room because he's barking because he's heard something outside. He just charges through like, what's going on?
Oh,
And
actually,
then I gotta close the door again.
Oh, gotcha. You know, Mark, I didn't even hear that. I didn't hear a single thing.
Nice, isn't it?
Yeah. Technology, bruh. Headphones. Headsets.
Although, hey, you know, you're gonna miss it eventually. You'll be like, how's Cody doing?
I'm gonna miss it.
Bro, you got no idea.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. I used to always get annoyed by my old dog scratching on the door constantly. But once he was gone, I was God,
no! It hurts.
God, you missed the sound, bro. You're like, just scratch on the door one more time.
No.
It's pain, bro.
Well, we are creatures of habit, so that's also like a habitual thing that we adopt. Oh, that's rough.
I know it went from stop scratching on the door to please scratch on the door.
And then wake it. Oh no. I really want to go to your place. No. Oh.
Every time that song starts playing, it is just pure pain.
My God, dude. You know, I'll get that. Like, David is like. I mean, I guess I don't really watch a lot of anime because this could be like a lot of other characters too, but he is a tragic character.
I feel like you know some of the. I feel like you're aware of some of the most tragic characters in anime.
Well, like I think David like plays the quintessential one, in the sense that he is the one who does good like for a lot of people, but that is a fault. He does that to a fault and ultimately costs his life to do so. I
was
think
gonna say who's the most tragic. I'd give it to Guts.
probably. Whoa.
That man's life fucking sucks.
But yeah, but like I think
But he keeps going.
I might have to like reread like the definition of like a tragic character like in any type of work, but it ultimately is just like character who ultimately near the end, like the main protagonist specifically, that at the end of their series passes, and it's like, oh man. So there's not a lot of them I can really like think of from the top of my head. There's a lot of characters who have like the worst backstories, but they end up like back on top at the end of it, so I can appreciate that. But then there's characters like David who he'll ultimately have to pass on, whether it just be like on his own accord or just like something bad like really happened. I think if anything, Kamina from Gurren Lagann could be viewed as a tragic character in that sense.
A tragic hero is a character in a dramatic tragedy who has a virtuous and sympathetic traits, but ultimately meets with suffering or defeat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's Guts.
Oh.
Suffering, yeah.
Oh.
What else could you say for the man who was born out of the womb of his dead mother who was hung from a tree?
God. Lord.
And was molested by the young boy.
God, I didn't know about that. What the?
And betrayed by someone he called a friend who then took everything, became a monster,
Yeah,
raped
I do.
his girlfriend, and killed his girlfriend right in front of him.
Yeah.
That's where I was like, but here's the thing: after all of that, Guts still finds a way to somehow put a smile on and keep going because he's not gonna let his defeat keep him down.
Yeah.
It's like Guts is a very sad and tragic character, but he definitely does give that message of life will not no matter the tragedy, life will keep going, and he plans to keep going with it.
Mm-hmm.
Because like I personally haven't read Berserk. I do know the knowledge, but I haven't read it. But yeah, Berserk, legendary series. Rest in peace to its creator. I know his best friend and his editors are working on continuing it.
Yeah, that's crazy, dude. Not on them, but also just like it's wild to like uphold something like that. But I think it's for the best.
Honestly, I agree with you though.
Yeah, it's
Like
bruh.
that song. I just think it's so well produced because, like I said before, I've shown it to Judy, my wife, when she's has no idea what Berserk is. Doesn't even know remotely who Guts is. But I show her that, and I said, "What can you tell me? Like, what are your like? What does this
Yeah.
vibe give you?"
What does this vibe give you?
And she said, "Sad, very, very, very sad, like dark, deep and dark depression."
Whoa,
I was
whoa.
like, accurate.
That's very accurate.
I was like, they were doing their job.
That's good. A real question to you, Mark, of like whether it be like on Crunchyroll or any trends, um, what were shows that you may have watched currently? You know, I can think of one already that just made you cry.
Ones I'm trying to think of
Well, maybe not
ones
like
where
hard cry, but just like definitely put tears to you
one that would be
at least.
ones that I would say one that like made me like oh, literally made me feel bad. That would probably be I'm trying to think. I did watch a lot. I'm trying to remember one that made me feel that way specifically. Hmm. Hold on, let me go look at the fall 2022. I will say the thing with Dimple in Mob season 3 that was very sad.
Oh no, you know I've been slowly trying to like catch myself up to like third season. It's still pretty slow. I'm trying to watch it like while I'm like on lunch breaks, but I finally got to a point where it's like it's starting to hook me in, and it's just like the confrontation with Dimple that's happening.
There was that and the prequel episode to Witch from Mercury that was very sad.
Oh, okay, okay.
Like that was really really sad. Like have you watched it?
Uh, wait. So wait, you just talked about Oh my god, why am I drawing blanks? I just heard it. Were, was it the same one that we were just talking about?
What I just said, what I just talked about, I said there was Dimple, there's a thing with Dimple from
Yes. Oh yeah. Okay.
What I would say, did you watch the prequel episode of Witch from Mercury?
Oh no, no, I did not then.
Because what hurts about that is, I'm just gonna say it straight up.
Okay.
I imagine a father fighting so his wife and daughter can get out, and
Oh
the
no.
daughter the daughter is the only one compatible with the format system for her mother's Gundam that she's in, and she's like 3 or 4 years old, has no idea what's going on, and she's unknown. She thinks she's just playing, but she's defending her mother in the Gundam. She thinks she's just playing, but she's destroying all the enemies.
Oh
Her
my
mother's crying, knowing what she's doing,
my
but
god.
her father, who's like tackling this guy away, so they can get away and save their lives
Mm-hmm.
as he's fading away, like it's her birthday. The daughter's birthday is that day,
Mm.
and he's just saying, you hear him fading away, telling Soleta, let's sing. Happy birthday.
No,
Slowly,
no, 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 no,
she's
no.
singing it. She's singing it happily, and he's singing it like you can hear he's fading out. I was like,
Oh,
ah,
ooh.
this is pain.
Oh no, dude.
I was like, why did they have to go this hard on feeling?
I think here's a show that's been nominated, but I haven't really watched in full. But it would definitely put tears to me. It's probably Kotaro Lives Alone.
My friend, same one who about with Edge Runners, she told me that was really good, and because when it came to the who must be protected vote, I voted Anya, but she says the only reason I'm saying Anya is because I haven't seen Kotaro.
I'm pretty sure that's gonna have to be how it is for me too. Because
You must protect him.
I think I chose Boji though.
Boji? I like people chose Boji because they liked the way they portrayed a lot of the emotions in animation, and they thought it was very. I think it was a comedy as well, wasn't it?
Not as too much of a comedy, I would say, but there's definitely some funny stuff.
I mean, it's like when she has that, like when she was like really stressed out on that anxiety, and then she just became that what hurts my eyes to look at animation. Like that hurt my eyes to look at. Just the.
Wait, which one are we talking about? Which scene are we talking?
Let me see if I can find the image.
Are you talking about like the queen? She gets traumatized, or like no, she panics because Boji's doing some wild child stuff, and she's just concerned for his safety. No,
I got the GIF.
I think with
this
Ranking of Kings, that makes it like very emotional is just the investment of like Boji wanting to be the best, always being downplayed for it, and that like acknowledgement, and that like I guess the returns of love towards him. That's like the acceptance. And then like you have like your supporting character who's been with him all the way. It's like, bruh.
I think you got Boji the Rock and Ranking of Kings mixed up.
No, Boji. Yeah. If I'm saying Bochi, that means that's just kind of a hard pronunciation that I can't really distinguish sometimes, or I can't make distinct for people to hear. Bochi though, that's full on comedy.
That's what I've been talking about, Bochi.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, this.
Wait, what? Oh, okay. I don't. Hold on. Oh, yeah, no, that's something different. Okay.
That hurts my eyes.
Yeah, no, Bochi the Rock is goated. It's just that good, but
that's what I was saying. I was like, it's a comedy, isn't it?
I'm trying to think if there was any emotional input. So there's got to be something emotional about that show. It's just
like, I looked at the chart and it said comedy music.
No, I was thinking of Ranking of Kings while I was talking about Boji.
But Ranking of Kings is a drama.
Yeah, that's true. It is a drama. All right, now we're on the same page now.
Also, how I just realized they also forgot about Peter Grill season 2 and Futoku no Guild.
I'm sorry, what now?
Oh, you know.
Would you call me?
you know Futoku no Guild.
Not by that name, no. You could just tell me the translated name.
Oh no, you'll know it as soon as you see it.
What, this one that you just shared? I got nothing on this. I think I've seen it before, but I was like, this is not today, not this season.
The glasses. The old man with the glasses.
No way! Is it that? Oh, it's that one. That one.
Yeah.
Wait, was this announced?
Yeah.
Wait, why are we talking about it? Actually, hold on.
Because I was like, I just realized it was nowhere to be seen.
Well, I mean, like, is it out, or is it like just been announced?
Oh no, dude, that aired like all 12
episodes aired. Oh yeah. No! Give me the source. Give me the sauce.
It started on October 5th.
What?
Yeah.
Wait, is it an H anime? Hold on. We should answer this question first.
No, it's just ecchi.
Oh wow, they were able to like slide it. Okay.
Yeah.
they were able to bypass it.
Because I mean, I keep seeing the stills, like it never goes that far.
It doesn't go that far, but it's like it's obviously suggested. And then it's, hey, listen, as long as the guy whips out his like glasses off or on, that's all that matters.
And Peter Grill, there are some people who despise Peter Grill, saying that it's not good. But I'm like, here's what you need to do to like Peter Grill. You need to stop taking it seriously. When you take it seriously, you're gonna ruin it for yourself.
Mm.
You need to look at it like it's meant to be looked at, as a comedy.
Mm. Yeah, like, yeah, you just kind of have to like just turn your brain off on it.
That's why one of my friends, he can't stand Konosuba because
What?
he takes it too seriously.
Ah, no, not with that one.
And so all the girls annoy the shit out of him. I said, Chris, you're taking all this way too seriously. He's like, I know, but I can't help it.
Okay. You know what?
He's like, I feel for Kazuma.
What do you mean? This dude died because he died of shock. Okay.
But he feels for Kazuma in the sense of, good God, this party is useless.
Oh, I get it. Because like obviously, like even though Kazuma like wants to do stuff like on his own like pace and he could be kind of goofy about it, but ultimately he just wants to live like an okay life. But Aqua's useless. Megami can only do one shot per day, and Darkness can't hit for shit. Oh god.
Like, he really does just have like the worst luck.
I mean, I get it, but it's definitely one of those things where it's like, yeah, it's an all wells that ends well type of show.
It is, and I can't wait for season 3 that's coming up.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Season 3 is gonna be so good.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Rent a Girlfriend season 2 aired.
It's probably because it's not great.
You weren't a fan?
I think a lot of people just well, this is me coming off of the manga. It's kind of the same type of formula. You just have to be invested in the characters at that point because
the manga really is dragging on right now.
Yeah, because they're gonna get to that point, and if they can keep that concise, that's great. But yeah, no, I personally haven't watched it myself, but I have been hearing that like it's not. Well, actually, you know what? I can't really say that then because I'm only going based off of the manga. So I mean, maybe the anime is good.
Because I mean, at least right now, from what I've seen from the manga, I do know the manga is currently dragging.
Yeah, they're getting somewhere. They're just walking slow.
And for all you Boruto fans, you can know that.
Oh, where?
You can see that. It looks like we're finally getting to that part where everyone's been waiting for since the first episode of Boruto.
Sasuke finally beat the dinosaur.
That's a side story. It's a whole different thing.
Okay.
But no, it's essentially it gives a lot more context to what Kawaki said with the whole "I'll send you where I sent the 7th Hokage."
Well, but yeah, that's definitely within the manga. The anime's got like a little bit to catch up on. Hopefully, they can start like steamrolling through that. We'll see though.
Like, I don't know if they're gonna do a time skip next or if they're just gonna how it's gonna play out. But yeah, shit's as someone I haven't watched the original series, I just keep up with the latest information.
Same.
But from what I've seen, it would appear that yeah, this is about to get real intense. And I do know that Kawaki's been a fan favorite new character.
You gotta give it to him. They actually fleshed out that character.
Yeah,
he's probably one of the more likable characters, actually.
Yeah, from what I've read about Kawaki, he seems pretty cool. His design's pretty cool.
I think he was playing like the stray dog. And then like Naruto like really just talked no jutsu, family no jutsu to him. And now he's just like, I now got family. And now like the conflicts on both sides are making him force his hand. So I like that.
I mean, Do you care if I say?
Yeah, I guess go ahead. Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's like because he basically trapped Hinata and Naruto in this separate dimension.
Yeah. So I know about that.
Well, I mean, now he's basically going down that route of, hey, none of you, basically what he was saying before, like he's come to understand that the ninja way is no longer gonna work. It's only gonna make people suffer more. So he's gonna trap Naruto in there, and he is going to do what needs to be done. He's going to destroy all the, all of
Okotsuki's?
the, yeah, all of the. Is that how it's said? Is it said like?
Oksuki or Suki?
I think it's Okatsuki.
Sushi. Sushi.
Okatsuki, I think that's what they're trying to get to. He wants to destroy all of them, including Boruto, since he houses one of them.
I mean, yeah, that's gonna be one of those things.
And then he says, afterwards, you're free to do what you want to him, because he's
He
taking,
understands that he deserves whatever's gonna like come bite him in the ass later.
which shows a that shows that he feels a sense of desperation, but it also shows, as nuts as an idea as that is, it does show that he's got a lot of resolve.
Yeah.
It's like, because he sees Boruto and Naruto and Hinata all his family now. Like, that's his adoptive mother and father and brother. And I think that once they find out what happened to the seventh and Hinata, this is about to get intense.
Yeah. It's kind of like a twist on the Sasuke story. Or just Sasuke's like timeline, I guess. Where like, not the greatest upbringing in the world. Ultimately does like, well, I mean, I think Kwaki's doing it for the better, so it makes him like a little bit better off. But to do this, yeah. Yeah.
And we don't know what happened to Sasuke in the vision in the future, but we do know it looked like Naruto was wearing his headband.
Or Naruto was wearing the hairband, or was it Boruto?
I mean Boruto. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, I think at some point I think Sasuke lends him it, kind of almost like an inheritance thing. Like that headband specifically, it symbolizes just like bonds and whatnot.
Yeah, and then we saw that he had Sasuke's headband on, which I didn't know if that was a thing for either passed down, like you said, from master to student, or if that was.
He also had Sasuke's cloak, his sword. So
yeah, I was thinking it could either be like you said, like master to student, or it could be, I don't know, maybe Sasuke is dead, maybe Sasuke's still alive.
Or he just can't really do this, so it's like, yeah, okay. Sasuke's not a lot of fight in him, but man, dude, poor guy's being beat down.
And right now he's fighting dinosaurs.
He said right now he's fighting dinosaurs, bruh.
Pterodactyls, these winged dragons.
Yeah, he can't. His Sharingan can't do anything with them.
It's because he's not. It's like, I was like, is this just their way of saying that he's not used to seeing non-ninjas?
I guess, maybe.
Because I think when's the last time he ever saw a regular person?
Well, I mean, no, I mean, well, if we're talking about the whole dinosaur thing, it's just really one of those things where, like, he's so used to using Sharingans with other, like, people. So he can do that. Dinosaurs, I guess, a little bit more, like, erratic.
But, like, with another chapter came out today, and with the guy that's like the guy that like is with them, he used a Sharingan. The guy didn't have any chakra.
What? Okay, I can't defend that. I can't not defend that. Sasuke, you're on your own.
He's like, wait, so he's not a shinobi?
What is he? What is he then? Is he Oob?
Is he Oob?
My mother.
You said my mother, and I was like, oh god, you just reminded me of something that's been going on recently.
Oh no.
Have you heard of a certain TLC show?
TLC show? No, I don't think so.
So I take it you're familiar with the channel TLC.
Oh, I heard that. Sorry. Sorry, go ahead.
Well, he's right next to me barking, so that's how you can hear it.
That's why.
What? What do you want?
I want to be heard. And I'm like, oh yeah, same. I wish to be heard too. That's why we're doing the podcast.
Oh, give me a second.
Okay. No, I hear it. I feel it. Oh my god, I totally forgot about this one. Oh, sorry guys. I should totally remember the fact that we're still doing the podcast. I was gonna go dead silent and just kind of chill for a little bit. No, yeah, I don't know what's going on with Sasuke, honestly. I'll have to like catch up on the manga if I can ever do that.
Also, the manga for that is a separate manga entirely.
Yeah, you were talking about the dinosaurs, right?
Yeah, the dinosaurs, that's in the Sasuke side story manga.
Yeah. But yeah, no, as far as like the recent stuff about him finding a human and he can't do anything, like what, bruh?
No, it's not that he couldn't do anything, he was just confused.
Oh, so, but like,
also,
oh, I guess no, like chakra is like treated as like the life source. It's not just like whether you have the aptitude to use it. It's just that like everyone has it.
It was the phrasing used in the translation I read where he said, does that mean he's not a shinobi? I was like, are you saying that he'd be a zombie then, or a regular person?
Maybe he was expecting, I don't know the context. Maybe he's just finding a dude. He assumed he was a shinobi or someone with like jutsu like prowess, and it's just Batman.
Also, like, this is just me. I read this article.
Okay,
I read this article title, and it said Dead Space shows our obsession with retreads isn't nostalgia. It's about filling a AAA void. I did not read retreads.
What?
I did not read retread. Like, this is what I thought.
Okay. What are we looking at? Oh, okay, I gotcha.
I was laughing. I was like, I thought you said that.
That is shock value at its core as a comedic use.
I was like, that just fucking say. No, it didn't. Let me reread that.
Yeah, like sometimes your eyes like play tricks on you. Like, hey, oh, got your goat. Huh?
But also another quick side note. So you're familiar with TLC, who does like 90 Day Fiance and all that shit, right?
Probably not. No. Like, I know TLC does stuff. I just don't do anything with that.
I know, but I'm saying you know of it.
Sure.
Like I'm sure you've at least heard of like 90 Day Fiance.
Maybe. If not now.
You're on the internet, bro. How could you not?
I mean, like, is it prolific or is it just something that people watch and talk about, like, offside?
It's pretty common. Like, 90 Day Fiance is a pretty big meme.
I mean, is it old? Like, is it?
No.
I mean, like, is it an ongoing type of thing?
Yeah. I mean, have you ever heard of Big Ed?
Did you say Big Head?
Big Ed.
I think so. That sounds familiar.
Short guy, no neck.
Short guy, no neck. Maybe not that. I mean, obviously, we're not talking about an Ed, Edd n Eddy like spinoff, but I can see it.
Like, here, tell me, do you recognize?
I don't know if this is I don't know if this is gonna further help explain this to me. You're better off just telling me what you need to say.
Have you seen this man?
I have before, like possibly like here and there on the internet, and that's it. Maybe as like a totally muted video that I see like as I browse through Twitter or even YouTube sometimes, and that's it.
Well, he's from the show 90 Day Fiance.
Okay.
I'm just trying to give you another thing, but TLC makes these shows.
Okay.
They make these like reality, quote unquote reality TV shows.
All right.
To where it's like either it's basically stretched truth or completely fake. Or it's like partial fake, partial real, but some I would imagine a lot of it's probably fake.
Okay.
Well, they made a new show recently that's been making headlines. And I know about it because, good lord, are a lot of people talking about it.
Huh. Okay. I don't like that. Why are you talking like that?
It is a wild concept. It's called MILF Manor.
Oh no. This I have heard of.
You've heard of MILF Manor?
I've seen it pop up, but I do not dare to even like try to get any type of traction on my end.
So they've brought in these moms.
Right, and then they bring in like the young hot guys and they start fawning, kind of in an uncomfortable way. And
you missed a key aspect, my guy, because the twist is all the guys for the moms to date just happen to be, every single one of them has a son.
No.
Yeah.
They pulled them under the rug and it's like, oops, now you got a kid to invest in. What are you gonna do about that?
They
Another one.
Say, hey, so you have your choice of guys to date, but just know your son is also amongst these guys.
Wait, what? Wait. Go back on that. What did you just say?
As in, it's basically pairs, each mother and a son, and the son gets to date one of the other moms, and the mom gets to date one of the other sons.
No, oh no, so wait, how do they how do they do that?
Yeah.
How do they do it without anyone saying anything?
Things get said.
Like, I'm trying to wrap my head around that. Like, how do you go through
this?
Okay, go ahead. All right.
Drama.
Okay. Okay. Well, but like that.
There's one critical aspect I have to tell you.
Okay. Are they self-aware of this?
Oh, they know, but here's the thing.
Okay, all right.
There was this one challenge where they had to guess which was a secret, one of the secrets that were on this board. If it was their mom, and they had to guess if it was their son, like who's done this thing.
Okay, that doesn't sound good.
And Jesus Christ.
Oh no. Okay. All right. So. All right. I think I'm starting to paint a better picture because like I thought they were trying to set up incest. I was like, no, please don't. What are you trying to? But it's like no, it's like obviously
people think that the show might play a little bit on the Oedipus complex.
Yeah, because if I'm thinking about it right, it's just simply a fact that like both like the mother and I guess the sons in these cases know that they're going on this show. They're dating other like fellow mothers and other sons. Obviously, they're not trying to hook up with each other, and that's important. That's the distinction I want to make sure that's like key.
Yeah, no, that's where we're like, please no, please no, please no, please no.
Okay, all right. Then in this case,
dude, one of the secrets, everyone sees that they're like, that's so fucked up. It's because one of them was I slept with my son's best friend.
Ooh.
I was like, Jesus Christ.
Oh no.
Dude, that guy's world was, you could tell his world was rocked. He was like, what? Dude, you could tell he was so sad. He felt so hurt. It's like, I'm sorry, bro.
That's I can't associate with my best friend anymore. Not because of everything.
And I was just like, he tried to be funny about it. He said, you out here mashing my friends. And I'm just like, you trying to hide that pain with comedy, my guy, but I can tell you're hurt.
I would be so confused.
Like, oh my goodness, like you just learn a lot, like you learn that you see a lot of drama going on, but I'm like, this has to be the most cursed show they've made yet.
My god. It's so bad then.
It's so cursed. And to think, the same place that brought you Temptation Island.
I mean, I don't know that one, but if I have sound of it, oh my god, dude,
it's ridiculous, bro.
They can't get away with this. Look at the numbers, though.
Get away with it. But back to that was a quick side note. Back to the topic at hand. Yeah, I hope the awards go well.
Oh yeah. Ooh. My god, MILF Manor.
I could tell you missed the key detail. You're like, oh, some random guys. I was like, oh, Justin, you don't know, do you?
Yeah. But
I was like, I'm sorry to break it to you, but those are the signs.
Yeah, no. But okay, I get it now. That last bit's still very cursed. What do you do with that?
Oh, dude, it's the most cursed.
Like, how do you even continue existing? How's this relationship just like remain like a steady rock? Or question, like, or does it? You know?
Especially when one mother says that she's like, I mean, I knew he was a man whore, but I didn't think it was that bad. I was like, what do you mean you knew your son was a man whore?
Oh my god, dude. You know what? At least you got people to talk about your show. They would say that like any kind of publicity is good publicity. I'm not sure about this one, but at least it creates publicity for your show. Like clearly you're doing something.
It's publicity. It's cursed publicity, but it's publicity.
Yeah, that's rough. Alrighty. Well, we're getting close to. Well, I mean,
your mom slept with your best friend. That's rough, buddy.
That's like, you need to leave this show. You need to leave the show, bro.
You need to leave the show, and you guys need to talk. Or you need some time, bro. You need some time.
I think we need to have like a mid-season hiatus. Or can we cancel it entirely?
It's like, who are you more mad at in that situation?
Your mom or your best friend? Both of them.
Like, does it make a difference who initiated it? Does that make you less mad at one or the other?
No, because at the end they both consented to it.
True. Like that's what I was like, because I was like, I don't know. I was like, should you be more pissed or should you be less pissed?
Like, I couldn't tell you. I'm so glad I don't have that type of situation at all.
For a while, I wouldn't even know what the fuck to do.
Yeah, like I think I'd seek help.
I think I'd just be like, yeah,
I think I need to take a shower.
I think I need to take a shower. So let me get this straight. You're not a woman? No. Then you're fired. But you are right. We have been doing this for a while now.
Yeah, we have been doing this for a while. Real quick, your favorite anime song of the season?
Of this season?
Well, I guess of the past year, I guess.
If I was like which to give it to the award to, I'd probably still give it to the Rumbling.
That is really good. I like the shift, because obviously they went with a different idea with like part 1, and then part 2 just like what are we even like?
And it just so perfectly captures the entire mood of that part of the story.
Yeah. This was still in part 1, but I'd still probably give it to like comedy. It's just like it has nothing to do with like the show per se. It's just a really good song.
Yeah, it's just a good song.
Yeah, it's just a good song, bro.
It's just a banger, bro.
It's like leaving your door open. It's that type of song. It's just good. Otherwise, I guess like the second runner-up would be Entertainment District's opening. I forget what the name of that one is, but it's so, God, it's so good. But alrighty, I think that's everything. So, Mark, is there any last things you want to give to the people before we sign off? Anything cursed?
Honestly, nothing more cursed than MILF Manor.
Nothing like is cursed as like MILF manner and not as dirty as XQC's keyboard.
Dude, XQC's keyboard is dirtier than any MILF on that show.
What do you mean my best friend was playing with that keyboard?
What do you
Why you used it, man? It was there.
So that's what was all over that keyboard.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, that's going to be it for us. So thank you guys so much for watching and listening to this episode of DangIT Prodcast. It's been episode 444. My name is Justin.
Mark.
And thanks for watching, everybody. #bye, everybody.